Hey guys, insight number 5 here. So this is chapter 37, 35 to 37, which is just the best piece of advice like ever. And then 38, because there's a verse in there on peace that it just means so much to me. So 35 to 37 reads, I remember my son, and learn wisdom in thy youth. Yea, learn in thy youth to keep the commandments of God. Yea, and cry unto God for all thy support. Yea, let all thy doings be unto the Lord, and whithersoever thou goest, let it be in the Lord. Yea, let all thy thoughts be directed unto the Lord. Yea, let the affections of the heart be placed upon the Lord forever. Counsel with the Lord in all thy doings, and he will direct thee for good. Yea, when thou liest down at night, lie down unto the Lord, that he may watch over you in your sleep. And when thou risest in the morning, let thy heart be full of thanks unto God. And if you do these things, you shall be lifted up at the last day. And then he goes on to talk about the Leona, which we already discussed in the previous one. But, actually, the one insight number 3, if you want to go back that far. I really, really love those 3 verses because they are specific instructions to his son, but that could also apply to every single one of us. To learn wisdom in thy youth. Now, wisdom is usually something that comes through experience and age. But he says, learn this in your youth. How do you do that in your youth when you haven't had experience or age? You learn from the mistakes and the experiences of others. And you take that and go, hey, they did that. It didn't work for them. I don't need to do that to know it doesn't work. Like, I've seen someone carry a bucket with holes in it, trying to fill up something else, and it's like, if they'd just put that down and gone and got another bucket, it would have been better. That's a really small example. And that I don't need to try that out myself to know it's not going to work, that actually a bucket with no holes in it is going to be way better. So that's a very small example. There are obviously way bigger ones, and some mistakes I've made and things I've done, and I'm like, yep, that was pretty dumb because I should have had wisdom in that, because I already know where that's going to go and how that's going to go. So that was one of them. It just reminds me, learn wisdom in thy youth. Because if you can do that when you're younger, so much better for you, for your life. You know how many of us say, wish we could be young again, but knowing what we know now? That's wisdom in your youth. Look for that. Learn what you can off your elders. Even like the good things, yes, but also the things to not do, the things to do, things to avoid, the things to, be wary of, that, when I'm 19, I can drink as much sugary sodas as I want to, but by the time I'm 30, I might have diabetes and have to not drink them at all. So let's look at that now. Like, that's another example, a small one, that can be a lot bigger. And cry unto God for thy support and all thy doings. Cry unto him, pray all the time. Let your thoughts focused on God. And I talk about being Christ-centric, like being Christ-focused, and focused on the Lord. Let the affections of the heart be placed on him. When you counsel with him all the time, and everything. And people are like, what, everything? I'm like, yes, everything. I counsel with the Lord as to which supermarket to go to. I counsel with him over which body wash to buy, because I don't know if this one's going to affect my skin. Which one feels better? Which one is going to be better for me? Like, everything. I counsel with him in a way. And you think, wouldn't he be bored of having all those questions? He's got better things to do. And I can tell you that this is so true. He wants to counsel with you over everything. He wants that relationship where you ask him literally about everything. Not a million times over of the same thing, perhaps, but talk to him all day long as if he was there. Which one's going to be better? Which one? I'm not sure. What do you think? Or, I'm pretty sure this is the right one. Do you agree? Like, I do that all the time. I like do it to find a parking space, to know how to approach someone and not offend them, and so many different things. And is it perfect? No. And sometimes I don't listen to his advice and it goes badly, and sometimes it doesn't. It just doesn't go anywhere. But you counsel him with everything that you do. And when you lie down at night, like, lie down unto the Lord, like, go to bed focusing on Christ. He'll watch over you. Ask for that. And when you wake up, what do you need me to do today? What's the purpose of today? That's the relationship with Christ you want to aim to have. So that's in there. Some bold and important invitations to Helaman from Alma here. Which ones resonate with you? So of those ones we talked about, what sticks with you in there through verses 35 to 37? Because there's some really good advice there. And how can you take this counsel and better enact it into your life? That's the one I've got to do, is like, I might counsel with the Lord. Doesn't mean I always listen to him. And I should, because it would be better off. But I like to be stubborn, because that's me. Anyway. So chapter 38, we'll just cover this in the last part here. Chapter 38 is to Shiblon. Now, Shiblon looks like he had a really, really tough time. It sounds pretty bad. We don't know a lot of what happened to him. He was just with that group that went off with Ammon. He went and did some time, and he looks like, if you read there, it looks like he had it really, really rough. It says in verse 3, I say unto you, my son, that I have had great joy in thee already, because of thy faithfulness and thy diligence, and thy patience and thy long-suffering among the people of the Zoramites. And there's a few phrases in there that indicate that he had it really, really tough. And he also says in verse 9, I've told you this, that you may learn wisdom, that you may learn of me, that there is no other way or means whereby a man can be saved, only in and through Christ. Behold, he is the life and the light of the world. Behold, he is the world of truth and righteousness. Now, there's some other really great things he says in here, but I think he keeps it really, really short, because I think he knows Shiblon has really got it switched on. He's not about to take over the leadership like Helaman's about to, so we do hear a bit more about that. Shiblon gets a little less. Corianton gets some more, because he's more prone to maybe not being so well behaved, which we'll discover next week. But Shiblon, I think, there's some good kids out there that go through a lot, that are never the oldest, most important sibling. They're always support crew. Now, I might be the older sibling, but I'm still support crew in a lot of ways. Go through a lot, we experience a lot, we help a lot of people, and yet get a blurb in the whole entire, we're lucky to get a footnote, and it's actually okay. Verses 10 through 12 is really cool. It talks about, you've begun to teach the word, and you're not lifted up in pride, and you use boldness but not overbearance. And it's like, people need you to keep going. And I often feel that that's being said to me. I need you to keep going, Lorraine, so that you can, help people know Jesus better, because you know me. So go out there and help them know me better. And because I get exhausted, and I feel like this Shiblon's feeling too, just like, oh my gosh, more. So I really love the verse 15, the promise he's given. It's just incredible, lovely. And it reminds them not to fall to the things of the Zoramites, which is in verse 14. But 15, and may the Lord bless your soul and receive you at the last day into his kingdom, to sit down in peace. Doesn't that sound good? Now, go, my son, and teach the word unto this people. Be sober, my son, farewell. As in, sober meaning, if you look at the footnote, it talks about being poor in spirit, like not poor, but not proud. Be even-tempered, even-minded, humble, but loving towards people. So, yeah. The promise he has given in verse 15 has always been one I've desired for myself. So I take the words in 10 to 12 as an admonition to keep going. So people know Jesus better because they know me. And I really would love that to be said of me around people, like, oh, I got to know Jesus better because of what I was taught from Lorraine, or what I heard her say once, or what she spoke in sacrament, or how she went about in the world serving people. Her steady, her faithful, and she was good, and I'm not always, and I fail at it daily, but I still would love people to do that. And there's a whole bunch of us out there that are trying to do that, and as I said, we're going to be lucky if we get a footnote in life. But in the story of this world, we're a little blip, but the great we can do again. A lot of us doing those small things will bring a great thing to pass. And thanks to God, honestly, for all the Shiblons of this world, because they help me and they're in my life and I love them, and I'm fast losing them as they age and pass away, and that makes me incredibly sad, because I'm becoming the person that people come to, and I'm like, I don't have anyone to go to anymore. I have a couple of people, probably about 6 or 7. I used to have way more. It's not great, but it's good. So yeah, go out there and do that. Anyway, that's it. Happy Come Follow Me week, and get into it for next week. I'll see you then. Have a great weekend. Bye, guys.